What's going on? I hope y'all having a blessed day in the Lord. I wanted to just jump right into it. I wanted to jump right into it and take the reading from Matthew. That's chapter 17. If you didn't get 16, then you go back to the other video because I did 15 and 16 in those videos. Praise the Lord. So I'm just going to read as much as the Lord wants me to read, but at least chapter 17, the transfigurations of Christ. Now, after 6 days, Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, led them up on a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. Mama, I gotta stop right there. I gotta look how amazing Jesus is. He was transfigured before them. His face was shining like the sun. His clothes was as white as the light, y'all. And at times they walk with him and they just, you know, I had the same question. And I know I'm supposed to be reading, but I just, when you're thinking about, well, Jesus, when we're gonna see the Father, let us see the Father, and that question was ringing my head a while back, and he said, I am with you. You didn't know this whole time I was with you? How could you not know I was with you this whole time? I'm gonna come back to that, but I'm gonna keep reading. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with him. Then Peter answered and said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and suddenly a voice came out of the cloud saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces and were greatly afraid. But Jesus came and touched them and said, Rise and do not be afraid. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, man. I'm going to wait till after I finish reading. When they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus only. Now, as they came down from the mountain, Jesus commanded them, saying, Tell the vision to no one until the Son of Man is risen from the dead. And his disciples asked him, saying, Why then do the scribes say that Elijah must come first? Jesus answered and said to them, Indeed, Elijah is coming first and will restore all things. But I say to you that Elijah has come already. And they did not know him, but did to him whatever they wished. Likewise, the Son of Man is also about to suffer at their hands. I got to stop one more time. Elijah has come already, and they did not know him. We're going to get into some things. I'm gonna go to 13. Then the disciples understood that he spoke to them of John the Baptist. And when they had come to the multitude, a man came to him, kneeling down to him, and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is an epileptic and suffers severely, for he often falls into the fire and often into the water. So I brought him to your disciples, but they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him here to me. Ooh, see, he's getting tired already. How long shall I be with you? O faithless and perverse generation. It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing if Jesus is seemingly tired. How long does this foolishness have to last? How long do I have to deal with it? How long? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, Why could we not cast it out? So Jesus said to them, Because of your unbelief. There's that unbelief again. There's that unbelief again. For surely I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. However, this kind does not go out except by praying and fasting. Now, while they were staying in Galilee, Jesus said to them, The Son of Man is about to be betrayed into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and the third day he will be raised up. And they were exceedingly sorrowful. When they had come to Capernaum, those who received the temple tax came to Peter and said, Does your teacher not pay the temple tax? He said, Yes. And when he had come into the house, Jesus anticipated him, saying, What do you think, Simon? From whom do the kings of the earth take customs or taxes, from their sons or from strangers? Peter said to him, From strangers. Jesus said to him, Then the sons are free. Nevertheless, lest we offend them. Read that again. Nevertheless, lest we offend them. Go to the sea, cast in a hook, and take the fish that comes up first. And when you have opened its mouth, you will find a piece of money. Take that and give it to them for me and you. Oh my goodness. That chapter was just so good, y'all. I mean, I know I kept stopping a few times, but I'm reading this like, oh man, Jesus is just speaking, and he's just such a good God. That was, I know I probably said every chapter, but that was definitely a good chapter. We can go back to where he just said, go get the fish with the money in its mouth. So you see, this how you know you have anything to worry about, because you don't even go get the fish. The fish got money. We got to go to jobs, and we got to go over here and do all that. You can cast the rod in the sea, and the fish will give money to you. The fish got money, and that's something that they probably really keep for us certain things down the sea that they don't want to know. They don't want us to know that stuff and different things like that. But see, if you're a Christian believer, we already know the stuff. But our thing is servitude. We can't take none of this green with us, nothing with us. Had a few people pass away, and the stuff is still in the same place. They ain't take it with them. Look, they ain't take the casket with them. Nothing. You can't even, at the time, maybe later, but at the time, you can't even take your own body with you. You can't even take your physical body with you unless he call your whole body up and say, come on up. Then, yeah, okay. But other than that, you can't even take that with you. Your spirit goes, though. Your soul goes, though. Until, he takes care of all that and, reunites you with your body and stuff like that. But that's another story. But, I mean, it's just so many good points in here. The Son of Man is about to be betrayed. And I'm like, oh, no. When I first read that, no, Lord, no, and they'll kill him. And they'll do this. Like, oh, man. And then, they, of course, they was, the same way. And then he addresses once again the temple tax, and how does your teacher not pay the temple tax? How arrogant are these? How arrogant are these people in the Bible that Jesus is sitting right there performing miracles around the world, and you gonna come and ask him, does he pay his taxes? You got to be an arrogant son of a gun. Oh, I almost said something right there. But it's just that's why I could keep praying. I be praying, and the Lord be speaking to me while I'm reading this. But you got to be an arrogant person to come up and say, does your teacher not pay your taxes? Still worry about taxes. I mean, you had to. It's a slim chance, but you had to know that the person performed miracles, and you worry about if he paid his taxes. Jesus truly, truly blesses these people because y'all know how we think. You be sent off to the lake right then and there, playing around and stuff like that. How dare you? How dare you even ask the question of that? We've been walking around and performing miracles and saving souls and bringing people to Jesus, and you worry about your tax money. It's the same thing now. They're the same way now. They're the same way now, and they're gonna get the blessing that. Oh my gosh! Let me before I stay on this. Let me go back to that belief. Once again, it's keep coming. So I got to keep talking about. Every time I see something about belief, I got to keep telling y'all, look, believe, because it's so important. It's good to have faith. Yeah, I went to church and I got the faith, and Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and all that stuff is good. But we believe it. You believe in God, of course. Do you believe in Jesus? Yes, of course. Do you believe He died on your sin? Yes, I believe it. But then as soon as something happened, your faith is gone. Like, there was one point where I didn't know where I was going to go. But I stayed strong on my faith. I kept reading my word. I kept praying every day. And I kept watching the online ministries. And I said, I know that you got something for me. I don't know what you're doing, because I never know what you're doing. You're sovereign and holy. And your thinking is way beyond my little tiny human mind. So I never know what you're doing. But I know that you're doing something, and you've always been there for me, and you've always been with me, even to do the stuff I don't like. But we're going to faith as a mustard seed. That's how much faith you have. That's how much belief you need. Just a small amount, of drop, a trickle. Just move from here to there. You can say to the mountain, move. That's literal. If you speak to the mountain, it could move. If you speak to the obstacle in front of you, it has to move, because He just said that move from here to there. If you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there. And what? And it will move. That's what Jesus said. And nothing will be impossible for you. So nothing's impossible. But some of y'all still don't know that, man. This is impossible. I can't do it. However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Of course, He was talking about, the demon and different things like that. There's certain things that you have to do, cast them out and things of that nature. That's why you give us this day our daily bread, and you pray and you fast. I went on a 7-day fast and wasn't even expecting it, because it wasn't no food. So I said, well, I guess I'm fasting. And, I could have, probably called somebody or something like that. But I was waiting for the Lord to bless me. And I knew He was going to bless me. And I said, well, I'll hold out and, see if some things fall through. If they do, that'll be fine. I don't have to do anything. But if they don't, that's fine too. I just made the call, whatever. And I wasn't worried, mad, and sick for days and all that stuff. When something happened, we get worried and mad and sick for days. Nah, I wasn't like that. I just kept praying. And I drunk a little water or whatever, and just went on about my business and kept reading my word. And if I wanted to, relax or something like that, I'd sit down, I'd watch some TV or something like that, and just kept praying. That's all. Jesus went 40 days and 40 nights. You mean tell me you can't go 1 or 2 days of fasting, or 7 days of fasting, or maybe 14 days, depending upon who you are. Start off small. Don't just say, yeah, I'm gonna go commando and go 14 days fasting just straight like that. You will fail, or you might get blessed, and he'll bless you. As soon as that first pork chop come across your table, the fast is over. As soon as that pork rib hit your plate, or somebody eating and enjoying themselves, you ain't even nowhere near them. They just enjoying the rib and the fries. Your fast is over. Or you ride past McDonald's, you see everybody eating a double Whopper A double Whopper at Burger King. You ride past the McDonald's and you see everybody eating a double cheeseburger. You see everybody eating a double quarter pounder, and your fast is over. Because our body needs food. But he also designed our body spiritually. So notice how every time I'm going through stuff, especially when I'm like, it's been a lot of days if I didn't eat, or it's been times where I didn't know, what this was that. I didn't go into panic mode and oh man, I got to panic. He ain't never tell us to do none of that. You pray and you fast. Every time Jesus went somewhere with the disciples, something about to go down. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go over here and pray. Come around doing something again. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go pray. Come around. Gotta bless the food. I don't know if it was 200 times or 700 times or something like that. 500 times. He did the same thing that many times. He took it, broke it, blessed it, gave it. And they watched him do that each and every single time. How powerful is that? How powerful is that? Somebody need to hear this. Somebody is oh man. Let me go past that. But how powerful is that? How powerful is that every single time that you watch somebody do the same thing? Every single time. Are you getting the understanding? Let's go to where when they lifted up their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus. When the disciples heard it, what did they hear? They heard, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And that's what they saw, excuse me. And suddenly a voice came out of the cloud. A bright cloud overshadowed them. You see that? Wasn't a dark cloud. Maybe one of those. I don't want to say that. I want to say maybe one of those white clouds that just sat in there that we see. That's what I'm going to say for right now, because I would be getting into another topic. But the cloud overshadowed them. A bright cloud. Not a dark cloud. Not the other clouds that we see. A bright one. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear him. And this could be another verse that's used to say about, like Pastor Gino said, like the Trinity and things like that. But then you have to go back to that's why I love about G. He addresses everything. You have to go back to when he says, haven't I been with you this whole time? You have to go back to where he says, he says a lot of stuff just in reference to like the priests or different people. He talking like he's God. Yes, because he is God. But see, God is so amazing that he could be Jesus and be in that form, and can be in a cloud, a bright cloud, and be up on the throne at the same time, and be over in somewhere talking to you in the city at the same time. And it took me a while to grasp the concept, but I understood the basics, and that was good enough to me till I got to where I needed to be. And I'm going to come back because of the video, but give me a moment.